Okay, now it's
Okay.
recording.
Okay, tell me when.
1. I just said 1. Ah, you said when.
They said 1. Okay.
Yeah, no.
So we're recording then, and I can cut this out in the final version?
Yeah, you can, because it's just an audio file. I should probably upload it to my
Yeah,
stash.
or we can or we can keep this in for content maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, outtakes from... I don't know what sort of outtakes we even have. Like, we're just starting out.
Okay, well, I guess if we're beginning now then welcome. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're doing a theme now.
Yeah. This
The Galaxy Brain podcast, the podcast that you can listen to when you're showering or gaming or working or even masturbating. Yeah, it's
okay, I'll
multi-purpose.
stop.
It's a what?
There are
Reliable
many
news
like
source,
it.
by the way.
Fuck! God damn it, I'm cutting you off all the time.
Yeah. As long as you're getting the important shit, it's coming from me, by the way. Just so you know.
Yeah. Oh. Well, so...
Okay. So.
Yeah.
Now that we're here, let's talk about the Rona for a bit. This is going to be dated, inevitably.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, yeah. I mean, that quarantine is kind of making us even start this thing. So hopefully we will be able to record this every weekend. Hopefully.
It
Weekly
would be
podcast,
nice.
or bi-weekly, or monthly, or, never. That can happen too.
It's like kind of... on one hand, it's kind of good that we have some sort of free time. It's not really a free time because school and work and shit is still on. You still have to... Oh my god. I'm sorry, I'm just being awkward, I know. I wanted to say something, but I...
Also, at the same time, we got punished iDubbbz going on, which I really wanted to talk about. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that for a bit. So, kind of wild. We got iDubbbz, right? And then publishing an OnlyFans, and now all of his fans have turned on him, and it's just like the wildest shit ever.
Yeah, even the video.
I've got a lot to say on this actually, because it's like it's like a thing of framing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the OK Boomer girl, right? Girl made that TikTok that got like 1 billion views, supports Bernie and shit, right?
She was cute though.
So like when it's revealed that she had a boyfriend, she just like lost all her fucking followers, and that was like that for a while until she regained all of them back when people were angry that simps were unfollowing her. And that's the thing, is that like it's all a matter of framing. Like, fuck, that girl's boyfriend isn't considered like a cuck or a simp or anything, but iDubbbz is, because of his girlfriend, or it's unironically considered like a fucking, I don't know, like his girlfriend's a harlot or whatever.
Yeah,
because
and it's
for some reason
it's kind of weird, I think, because like there's, I don't know, the both situations are very similar, like even 1-to-1, in fact.
Yeah.
And
honestly though, getting an OnlyFans for money and stuff like that honestly sounds pretty good, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, probably.
For an OnlyFans right now.
Yeah. Yes, 20 fucking packets of bubble gum, chew them all at once, make a giant bubble.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna look like the
please,
biggest gum ever. And I'm gonna use all the gum as a condom.
please record that too, by the way, so that we can have some awesome footage for this that we'll show.
How am I
Actually, don't,
supposed?
by the way.
Yeah, exactly. I can't. You know, even if hypothetically speaking, I had the ability to blow bubblegum in such a way that would be able to create a thick layer of gum that will serve as a condom, I don't think I will be able to put it on due to my massive cock.
I think some Native Americans did that. Native
I
Americans
don't
that
know.
made like shoes made out of gum, pretty much. So I mean, it can be done, possibly.
I mean, it's not bubble gum. It's like more like rubber, I guess.
I mean that is gum. So
Well, look, rubber is this kind of gum that's used for tires, and okay, it's not only that, but you don't say you don't have chewing rubber. Okay.
I'm going to debate you on rubber and condoms on this podcast. That is what we are going to do. Oh, yeah, speaking of this podcast,
Yeah.
today we have a very special guest. Literally no one.
That silence that we are welcoming here.
So yeah, every single week, if you'd like to be on the cast, give us a ring or send us your tits. Maybe that'd be nice too.
You know,
Get a few.
I would
I know.
rather prefer if they didn't just send tits, but also their credit card numbers, their social security numbers, and of course some money. Because let's be honest,
Picture
nobody's.
ID also works. That would be nice. But only if you send like the previously mentioned goods. Thank you.
Yeah, nobody's going to pay us for this shit. Why are we getting our hopes up? I'm just gonna
Okay,
check if I
so
can.
let's see what else we got. What else we got?
Fucking nothing. Um,
Guy Dubs should like start boxing people that talk shit,
honestly,
like
he
all the
would.
good YouTubers.
I'm not afraid of him losing. I'm more like afraid that it would take him a long time to get for all the fucking people that are just in the line.
Honestly, yeah. I was thinking that like it's pretty kind of like what Joe Rogan and the Dick Show podcast do.
Mm.
Or they just talk about they just fucking talk about whatever, Podcast I was listening to a story from their viewers, right? And it was it was fucking wild. I think I should tell like a quick version of the story. So basically, a
I
bunch
think
of
that's
them are
stealing
part of like
content.
either the army or the navy, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell their experience in the army when they were just I believe this viewer was an army member and he met a housewife who had a husband that was currently deployed in the Navy. And no one could tell if the story was true or not because it was anonymous. Because there's always these stories of fucking housewives who have sex behind their husband's back because they're in the Army or Navy.
I've heard that a lot.
And except this story ends with like the Navy dude getting cucked and he's totally into it.
Okay.
Like, this waitress was fucking recording them, right? And apparently on the phone while this lady was recording them was the husband. And it was fucking wild. And he was like, "Yeah, fuck her, yeah."
I
Fucking
understand.
wild.
I understand that people get lonely during the war, but like this, I
Uh, yeah, I don't know if I understand just cuckolding in general.
yeah,
I mean, we talked about that a bit personally
yeah. I
between
mean,
each other.
I know
Like
somebody who.
you
Okay.
what else can we talk about? I don't want all the watch time to be like iDubbbz or whatever.
Don't worry. I mean, he's got enough, plenty of watch time right now. So I'm just gonna be like, you know, lately I've been thinking like, uh, there are a lot of old games that kind of went under the radar. I mean that like, I don't know. You know that I like a game that goes by the name of Machines Wired for War, and it's like,
You're just gonna start showing machines now.
yes, because this game needs your attention, unlike all the other 9 million games that are probably bootlegs of Doom or something. I don't know. Either way,
It does look neat, but it's also like a and like all I play is like all I play is like Fire Emblem. In other words, I don't play strategy. That
yeah,
game's not strategy, let's be real.
I also don't play a lot of strategy games. Only played like two. One of them was Machines, which was like the first game I ever played, the first strategy game, I mean. The other strategy game that I play is Warzone 2100, 2100 maybe. I don't fucking care. And you see, the interesting pattern that I noticed with these games, because they are both kind of like unnoticed, but Machines is much more unnoticed, is that like their studios basically went bankrupt back in the days, the publishers most notably, and like with the Machines publisher, the story was that I think I read it on Wikipedia. I'm not sure the information is 100% accurate because you see, there's not very much information about that studio anymore. But the thing was that the studio was going bankrupt for some reason, and they just started making a porn game. I think softcore porn, maybe. Uh, I could even Google what it is like right now. I mean, just cut it out.
I mean, honestly, I think turning to porn games is kind of like a shit idea because like porn is risky. Like it's the most popular industry in the world, I think. I don't remember by what metric, but think about it. First, it's a porn game. Porn can only be accessed by some of the population, and people will be judged for it. So
Mhm.
that already cuts down your possible audience. So that's one. That's one niche market. Another niche market is that it's a game. So some people do not want to play a game to get off. So that's another niche market. That's two. And then three, some people also only like specific types of porn games. So that's another niche market. And four, machines is like old. So like there's even less of a market for this shit.
Mhm.
So that sounds like a pretty bad idea. It does not sound like it's viable,
And
really.
and you hit spot on because it was a bad idea. I just googled. The game is called the BMX XXX. Yeah, and what the article
It was
says,
on Xbox. Oh my god. Yeah, this is on
Jesus,
original Xbox. They were desperate.
trust me, they really were desperate because they were going into bankruptcy. So they wanted to release this game for quick profit. It was like I could even cite the article, but I don't want to. You can just read. So basically, it's like they wanted to release this game to get profit. Like, you know, the calculation is obvious. Big tits equals big money. But the problem was that it was so bad that it just didn't sell at all. It well, the company eventually went into bankruptcy anyway. It's like Jesus Christ. porn is already very risky, but when you have this fucking game and it just, I would have to play it to actually understand why their reviews were, as the article says, almost entirely negative. But
This reminds me. This reminds me though. Have you heard of? I think this is kind of a similar story, except it's like way more fucking wild.
yeah,
Have you heard of the Guy game at all?
guy game. No, I heard of I Wanna Be a Guy, or I Wanna. How the fuck was
Oh
that game
no.
called?
Okay, yeah. This is not like that game at all. So
Yeah,
the Guy game was released around like the same era as BMX XXX. I had
Jesus.
to say that out loud, by the way.
Don't say that out
Yeah.
loud. I can't fucking comprehend why would
Hope no one's listening in past the wall, but if they are, well, they're getting a free uncut podcast. So, well, you're welcome. By the way,
like uncircumcised dude.
this is the uncircumcised version. If you're listening,
Yes. Okay, keep
anyway,
going.
the Guy game is like this softcore porn game, except like it's all censored and stuff.
Okay, what the fuck
I think
would you
it
do
was
that?
for PC. I think it was for Xbox and like some other stuff. But anyway, yeah. So it was around the PS2, Xbox era, something like that. And the Guy game is basically a quiz game, and you answer stuff. And then if
How
you
long is
do
your
well,
penis?
you get to, yeah. Well, yeah, it is sort of lewd stuff. If you answer well, then you get to see like some girls doing lewd shit and like see them topless, but it's censored. So what the
But
fuck's
it's
the
called
point?
the guy game. Come on.
Yeah, it's called the Guy game because it's supposed to appeal to guys, not because you get to see some full frontal. But I mean that has its market now. Some people might like that.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think I might like it. I
disappointed.
don't know.
I thought. Okay, just keep going.
Yeah, except they kind of like hired models basically off the street, so that was the big mistake they made because one of the models did not know what she was signing up for. She was 17 years old. They thought she was 18, and
Oh.
now the game is legally considered child porn.
Oh. Oh shit.
This is like no fucking joke. You can actually get into legal trouble if you own the Guy game or like if you sell it.
I feel bad for the devs, honestly.
I think they went bankrupt, but they tried to release another censored version that just removed her.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense. How did the girl even get there? Holy shit. I mean, I know that
I don't know. I don't even know how she got there. That's kind of wild. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Fucking, what's it called? Leisure Suit Larry, magna cum laude. That was if you've seen the Game Grumps playthrough, that was like peak modern Game Grumps.
You see, I don't watch
it's a funny
most
playthrough.
YouTubers.
Neither do I. I don't really watch much YouTube anymore. I just watch whatever I find. Yeah, that game also had like a bunch of models and stuff, except none of them were credited. I don't think any of them were paid either. So modified the female models that were used in the loading screens recently, which kind of blows. Kind of sucks to think about that, you know. They're basically like softcore sex workers, but they not get the recognition they needed.
No, I am not masturbating.
Had something else in mind to talk about for a bit, but before we do, if you want to write in some questions or write in some bullshit stories like on the Dick Show, which we talked about for a bit, then feel free to do so, and we'll discuss it next time.
Yeah, we will discuss it because we we need content. Okay, we need content. If we don't have content, then we have nothing to talk about.
Good thing I got some people to shill. So, speaking of old obscure games involving robots, Matanui, that got released like 2 years ago. 1 year ago for the full version, I believe. It's kind of a wild story. Nui.
Ratatouille?
I'll write that.
No, wait, please, please.
Okay.
I couldn't. Just because you make your voice into barely unhearable static doesn't mean I can hear you. Oh, okay, okay, I can see now. Yeah,
Yeah, so I'll just call it Bionicle Legend then.
yeah.
So
If you did it, if you,
yeah, so Legend
yeah.
was so Legend was canceled back in like 2001 when Bionicle was just starting, and it was going to be like a big part of the story, but then it got canceled and was never released. But it's kind of a cool game. I think it's really wild though that it was in a beta stage, but basically everything that needed to be there was sort of completed. So they just remade the game from the ground up with what was available. The fact that they even were able to get a leaked beta in the first place is kind of insane. But what's really cool is that they finally got approval from Lego to release the beta. There is so much to this story that like it could probably take up an entire episode, but you might want to read up on it yourself. Uh, Maybe I'll provide some links in the description or something. I don't know.
You probably should,
But
I
yeah,
mean,
it is quite the story. If you want to check out Lightstone Studios, they're the people that are developing it, and I think they're done now. I just haven't played it yet, but they even added in some extra content
so wait, so it's like,
from.
it's free basically. You can just download it from.
Yeah, it's free. Yeah, you
Oh,
can just play it.
Lego just allows that. That's nice.
I believe Lego also allowed some other stuff recently that was really cool of them. In general, Lego's a really cool company. Like they've got that Lego Mario shit going on. That's honestly like the coolest toy in recent memory. This reminds me. Okay,
Ooh.
I got to make sure I'm clear for this.
Yeah, you're very
Okay,
clear.
so
Permission to take off. Granted.
permission to take off. Let's go. Okay,
Yeah.
so there's a new Lego Ideas thing. I believe it's closed now, but Lego Ideas is basically a challenge where you build a Lego set and you submit it to Lego Ideas. And if you get 10,000 supporters, then it will be considered to become a real Lego set.
Oh
And
my
you're allowed to make a bunch of themes. Like it can be anything from like Cowboy Bebop to like, I don't know, like, uh, yeah, it can be like anything from like Cowboy Bebop to Megas XLR or something, you know?
Wait, so are you going to talk
I'll just
about Lego Auschwitz now or not?
go, what?
Lego Auschwitz.
Oh, no, no. Maybe we can talk about that some other time. That's also a wild story, but uh, yeah, Lego Auschwitz. We're gonna write that down. We're gonna talk about that some other time. But anyway, so what was submitted for Lego Ideas was this Bionicle Legacy set. I don't know if there's any Bionicle fans, but please raise awareness for that set.
Raise your
So that
hands.
please raise your hands. Uh,
Do
Also,
hands
raise
free.
awareness for the set to hopefully convince Lego to release that because legit, I don't buy Lego. I'm not really a Lego guy anymore.
Me
I was
neither.
as a kid, and I still look at the cool stuff people make because it's like Minecraft, you know, Minecraft before Minecraft. It's like timeless. It's a timeless toy.
I'm kind of
But
surprised
yeah,
how accurate that is.
uh,
Even though I never really bought any Legos. I was too poor for that stuff, but my friends, they all have like giant fucking sets of Legos. I believe one of them even had a Bionicle or something. And we just played around
yeah,
with them. I didn't know that Bionicles were this big. Like, normally you have like very small Lego figurines that are like, I don't know, a pinch tall. What the fuck is a pinch? It's like, you hold out your hand and you have a small deck gesture. That's a pinch. But
yeah. The mini figures aren't very big, which kind of when you just have like whatever toys you have lying around and you're not very rich, it's kind of weird to have Lego making minifigures next to like fucking GI Joe or Barbie dolls or whatever.
yeah,
But yeah, so there's a Bionicle Legacy set. I think I will link in the description to help you support them. Uh, but yeah, it's really cool, and it will probably be like the first time in like a decade that I'd ever buy Lego myself because I honestly really want that set officially. So yeah, support it, or else I'll kill you. By the way,
I mean, I don't even have a way to do it, you know? Even you're going to kill me, aren't you?
I might. I don't know. It's a hobby.
It's a hobby. Sure, sure. All the 20 people in your basement are a hobby. I'm a hobby.
Well, they're not hobbies; they're hobbits, and they're dead now.
I suppose they should have gone on some sort of a journey to drop some rings somewhere, but you know, whatever floats your boat. Oh, by the way, if you can't hear this, we are typing right now. This is all filler.
That is.
Uh, oh yeah. So when you talked about like the the mm, the legacy set, I kind of wondered. It's kind of like an official release of Bionicles, right? So like, how long was
That's
it since?
well, that's if Lego approves it and it gets released as a set. I don't think we've seen any of the Lego Ideas winners yet, but I thought it was kind of similar to the story of Machines Wired for War because it kind of got like re-released and supported by fans and stuff. Uh, or at least both of the Bionicle things I was talking about are pretty similar to Machines Wired for War. So maybe both of those are things worth checking out. Uh, if you're like into robots, maybe, or Lego for that matter. Or if you're like still a man child and you're like into this shit, like we are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
we're
going
man
to.
children.
Yeah, we're going to fucking judge you for whatever you're doing with your lives. Fuck you, you know? Fuck you. Just fuck you.
Yeah.
It's, what are you doing with your life? You're playing with little plastic dollies that look badass and shoot little balls that can knock you off your feet. Yeah, that's basically not how robots work. Why am I comparing robots to Bionicles? Maybe because they are sort of robots, but they're not really robots. I don't know. They're kind of like robots, but they're not
They're
robots in the
like
sense of like.
they're like organic robots, I guess. I never understood what they were as a kid. I just thought they looked cool. Like Tuatahu's mask. That was really cool. I like that.
The only sort of
I
Bionicle.
thought it was just
Yeah, go.
I just thought it was cool because it just looked so weird and different and well, I have not changed at all in 2 decades. So I still think it's weird and cool.
I also think that whatever I've seen from Bionicles is kind of like, I don't know. I don't see why it doesn't have any support anymore. I mean, it does from fans, but like not official. I mean, like, you know,
I mean that's because Lego tried to relaunch it, but it did shit because Lego's not good at supporting things that isn't like Ninjago or whatever. So
I don't really
I mean,
understand. But
yeah.
freaking, I don't know. Bionicle seems like it could even run on its own for a while, and it kind of still does. The proof of that is like, you know, whatever you show me and shit. Uh, I don't kind of understand how the official producer themselves cannot just do stuff with it because I don't know if fans can do it, then so can they. It's kind of odd, and I don't even know.
Certainly,
Then yeah,
certainly every single push for like a Bionicle reboot or Bionicle movie has been turned down because every single person who tried to pitch it tried to put humans in it. So that was like an instant fuck no, and they were just out of there.
hmm. Oh, humans. Yeah, you know, I kind of wonder how many stories out there where like humans don't exist in them at all? Like there are only aliens or robots that are not built by humans. I mean, we have a lot of carbon bias in like our stories and
I
whatever.
think my idea for like a Bionicle continuation I thought would be cool does involve humans, unfortunately. So kind of sucks to know that Lego would give me the middle finger and shoot my family if I pitched it to them. But
Wait,
well,
wait.
I think my idea is a little different because it's like it doesn't involve humans explicitly, as in like humans meeting the Bionicles or whatever. It's like, humans go into the Bionicle world and become Bionicles. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like a lot of shitty movies and
Oh,
isekai, and
reminds
I don't
me.
know if I said that right.
It remind
It's or isekai or isekai. I don't fucking know.
Isekai.
Isekai. Dude got fucking
Isekai.
iced.
That's I don't know if that's how you say it, but either way, you know, I think that kind of a lot of shows overall did this idea. Like there was the Code Lyoko. It wasn't
Yeah.
necessarily transforming from a human to some I don't know giant monster with claws and scales, a lot of fur and a big dick. But when you transform into a cute little avatar, there was this kind of cute pink-haired girl, and she could later defend herself. I know this sounds funny because cute little girl with pink hair should be able to defend themselves like immediately. But the problem is that she was at first kind of a mm, damsel in distress, you could call her. Called Lyoko. Like the first season, I don't know what other seasons she was a damsel of this. mm, You know, at first she wasn't really a combatant. Oh fuck. Okay, I'll just wait for you.
Okay. So like, yeah,
Okay, give
Code
me a second. I'm just
Lyoko.
gonna put on the earphones.
Okay.
I wonder what you actually said because I can't hear it at all. Oh,
I,
okay,
I
no.
was just gonna, I was just gonna start talking about Code Lyoko. So,
Oh, yeah.
but yeah, in retrospect, Code Wild. Like, I don't know. I was looking at some footage of it, and it's French animated, but it's also got like, weird tentacle hentai sort of shit going on sometimes.
Oh, yeah, I know that monster. It steals your memories. It kind of. The funniest thing was that it's very close to what you implied the tentacle hentai because it kept these kinds of monsters. There wasn't just one, there were multiple. They kind of pursued the pink haired girl named Elita. Aelita. Uh,
Battle Angel.
let's just call her Pink. Yes, okay, Pink. The most generic name.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So this tentacle monster basically was controlled by the evil supercomputer virus program AI shit whatever. Just like all the other monsters that they were fighting, and it kind of wanted to like mm, kill her, like because in the first season it's like if she dies forever, but the guys her real life friends, I don't know if you find any interesting things in real life friends, but her real life friends named Jeremiah, Odie, the, the guy with the Z in his name, and the Chinese bitch. Yeah, they
Chinese
kind of
bitch.
yeah, they kind of tried to rescue her from that place. They tried to mm, materialize her into the real world because she was like not in the computer.
No.
And and when they did that, this evil supercomputer is like, well, shit, we can't fuck her up anymore. If we kill her, she will just, get back to the real world, and we can't do anything about it. So the computer invented this weird fucking uh, tentacle hentai tentacle, hentai porn tentacle, slippery, slopey monster that just pursues her and tries to steal her memories and generally just fucking kill her and destroy her. Which is kind of an interesting concept, really, because she, in spite of being a damsel in distress, was actually the only person capable of stopping this AI from doing shit. She could disable towers herself. The towers were like what activated during various exploits of Xanax, the AI. It was actually called Xana, but I'm trying to be funny. I'm trying to allude to drugs and the problems of the youth. So, I had to say Xanax. And basically, what I was trying to get to is that she gained powers that let her defend herself later on. For some reason, like she could shoot those paintballs of energy. Though I don't know for what reason. I don't remember really. I don't remember a lot of that show. I watched it when I was a kid, but then I kind of then it stopped being aired. And then I also watched the Evolution edition.
I
And
got the same story beats as Digimon Adventure, which is also pretty. It's kind of what my Bionicle reboot idea was going for. Uh, Basically, well, I think the difference here is that you would not be swapping between the real world and the bunk world.
oh,
Basically, that would not be happening. They just be in the bonk world for good until like the end. Was my idea. I thought that was more interesting than just having humans in it and making it shit like that. Just having humans and bonks interacting.
I mean,
That'd be
yeah,
kind of shit.
it kind of sounds like I don't know. There definitely would be a plot about the government trying to find the secrets of the bunks and some space aliens coming to fight with bunks. Oh, actually, that would be kind of cool if that happened, but like not the real life ones, the real life aliens.
I mean, like Transformers has done that shit a lot, and it's like kind of sucks. I don't know. Humans and Transformers are usually like shit.
I hear that.
They're like never good.
Yeah, I hear like humans usually like the only few good humans in Transformers are like porn. So yeah.
Yeah, you're horny.
Look, I'm trying to hold myself back a little here on the stream. I am stream. What the fuck am I talking about? We're not podcasters. There's nobody watching us. Aside for this mysterious entity called 5Ts.
And the NSA maybe
Who?
have my secret FBI agent
Oh yeah, him.
could be listening.
I mean, he probably is right now, and he's saying, "What the fuck are we
Probably,
doing?"
yeah, it's probably fucking up our audio quality.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't want us to speak about his secrets that his wife left him when he was like 22.
Probably has all the Code Lyoko tentacle hentai on
Honestly,
them.
I should see how much hentai there is of Code Lyakon. Okay, let me see that because I didn't really come across a lot of it. Okay, Code
Well,
Lyakon.
where are you going for this, first of all?
Wait,
What's
only
going to be your
9.
sauce?
Gelboru, if that's how you read it. There's like nine hentais.
Nine pictures?
Nine
Okay.
pictures, and I can't even see all of them. Like there's 8 displayed actually. And I don't think I should be able to even post these because like okay. On Rule 34 there's like 456 pictures exactly. Wow. Okay, I'm surprised. There is some. But
You know, 456, just some. Yeah.
Yeah, compared to Jalboru that has like 9, that's kind of a lot, but still too little. And I'm kind of confused, but Rule 34 generally has like more Western shit and such. Jalboru has more anime stuff.
I guess.
Yeah, because they have like the rule that if it's not anime, it's out of here, something like that. Same for Danbaru, but Danbaru is less about porn and more about. Okay, it's not all. It's
About
not
the
less
friends we
about
made
porn.
along the way.
What?
About the friends we made along the way.
Fuck you.
Oh, that one's
Because.
done.
Oh yeah. As we were talking about Code Lyoko, I actually got reminded about Machine Smash Forward, what I wanted to talk in the first place about. Like,
Yeah, you can go ahead.
yeah, like.
I'll just, uh, I'll just be beaten off a little, you know.
Mm, I didn't send you any. Wait, oh no, I told you where to find it. God damn it.
I didn't say anything about beating off to Code Lyoko. I'm just gonna make that very clear, FBI.
I'm sorry. I also should make clear that I, in fact, did not send any links to anybody right now. And I also did not, in fact, view anything right now. If I get destroyed, then
Oh,
let
let's
it
be
be
real.
known.
Like everyone, everyone listening to this is probably on a watch list anyway. So whatever.
Just there are different crimes that they can be on the watch list for. Like, there could be
The
some
planet is
homicides here and
probably
there.
on some kind of watch list anyway.
Yeah, like MAL or something. I get it. Watch list because MAL is my anime list.
Aha. Anyway, you can talk about machines that turn you on. You know.
Sure. The thing that turns me on the most in this game is the first person perspective. And by that I mean it's an actual mode. You can steer the machines you construct in the first person mode. You can shoot with them. Some of them can rotate their torso, some of them cannot, whatever. The thing is, it's like you can pilot your own machines in a strategy game. You at first think that it's very impractical and that you're kind of like fucked from the start if you use it. But to be honest, it's kind of an OP mechanic because if you use it, the first thing is that you can fire a bit further than normally. It's not really firing further, it's more so like machines have a set range, like in most fucking games, okay? And mm, your firing range is actually um, not exactly what it says on the tin. It's a bit longer than that. Like the projectiles that are fired are created a bit further from the machine, so its range is actually a bit farther. And also, the other thing is that like you can kind of cheese a lot of stuff with it. Like the manual itself says the campaign is doable without first person, but I personally never finished the game without first person. And it kind of makes you think. I don't think it's a very hard game, and I don't think it will ever be for anybody who seriously plays like strategy games. Mm, but
Well, here's a question.
yeah,
Uh, have you ever like finished the game at all?
yes, I did. In fact, once. I talked, I think, a lot about the ending, which I find to be probably the most amazing fucking way to end a game. I don't want to spoil much, so beep, spoiler alert for those who didn't play the game. Please, like, download it and probably put it in the description or something. But here we go.
Yeah, I'll put it in the description if you give me the links and stuff.
Sure, sure. I mean, I could also. Oh, I actually want to put the Discord link because that would be kind of fucked. It's not really properly set up yet. It's like there's zero moderation there, so it's basically the only thing that prevents there from being a huge raid is that this game is not really known at all. So either way, the ending of this game is like, as I said, fucking awesome. The second to last mission of the game sends you to the planet of the enemy, but before that, like right before that, there's a mission where you have to blow up their ion cannon satellite that's in the orbit of this planet. And when you do that, well, you basically lose an entire squad of machines because it's a suicide mission. But then you land on this planet, and the first thing that they welcome you with is a fucking nuclear silo, like on the other end of the map. And you think like, oh yeah, we defeated the ion cannon. That's fucking fantastic. But then you wait like I don't know, 5-10 minutes, a nuke is sent to your seeding pod, which is like, by the way, your headquarters sort of, and you just get blown up completely. But yeah, you get past that. The entire planet is basically looks like a giant metallic sphere, and it is awesome. I think the entire planet was like coated in metal. There are like giant vents on the surface and shit. And the last mission is you get inside of this planet, and the whole interior of this planet is like a giant fucking cave, metallic cave, rusty metallic cave, and your task is to blow up the enemy controller. And the enemy throws all the shit he can at you. Like there's like I don't know, a dozen factories there maybe. There's only military factories as far as I'm concerned, but they keep pumping out enemy units, and there's this giant ball of units that just head straight at you when you start the game. Thankfully, due to the perfect finding of basically anything in this game, you don't really have you aren't really immediately assaulted. And besides, it still takes some time for the script to actually play, but very soon you'll find that the enemy will send like the gorillas at you, and gorillas are basically those big chunky bastards with arms that can shatter the earth and shoot missiles at you. And you're kind of fucked if you don't like do anything about them.
Here's
Yeah,
a question.
yeah,
So, since we're talking about obscure games and stuff,
yeah.
do you like speedrun machines at all?
Uh,
I'm gonna I'm gonna sort of do a different topic if after your answer a little bit.
yeah.
You
Um,
can,
you
or
know,
would it be possible? Is what I'm asking. Not like you or specifically, but like anyone.
it's so obscure that I'm not sure if you could really like uh, speedrun it to. I don't really think there's any footage of speedruns yet, but I'm very confident that it could be speedrun. Is it a past tense
It's
of it?
yeah,
I'm
or
confident.
speedran, I guess.
Oh, speedrun. Okay, that sounds better.
Uh, I think it would be cool to do like your favorite obscure games, just speed run through them. Uh, because like if there's not a speed run for them, you can claim a pretty easy world record like that. That's actually
Oh,
what speedrunners do. Yeah, yeah. Speedrunners just they make a speedrun of like a lesser known game with their knowledge of the game, and then they get world records. Like there's a Bionicle speedrun recently that was like 15 minutes long. It's a really short one. It's Bionicle Tales of the Tohunga or whatever. There's actually these speedruns start to become competitive because they're lesser known games and a bunch of people can start grabbing the title for world record.
yeah.
So like for example, there was some controversy over a faked speedrun over Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories that some speedrunners probably remember.
I think I
But
heard of it. Yeah.
no one
Yeah.
really remembers. No one really remembers Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories, but it kind of came back because of this dude who made a fake speedrun for it.
Hmm. That's pretty funny because on one hand, I don't understand why people would want to do fake speedruns aside from by the clout,
I
but
mean,
on the other,
a fake speedrun means you got a world record that you can brag about. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that
But
is.
if you're faking a speedrun, you're pretty confident that you can get away with it. And clearly, this dude was, but he did some like pretty big mistakes. Like he modded his game so that he could get certain cards, and I think he spliced it. I'm not sure. Uh, and also, whenever something came out that he faked the speedrun, he tried to take it down, but then he got his channel terminated multiple times, and he got fucked. So that was the end of that.
Nice. I mean, not
So
nice, but nice.
that's the lesson for today. Do not fuck with DMCA takedowns.
Yeah,
No one likes that shit.
yeah. If the DMCA doesn't come for you, the YMCA will. They will fuck you up.
And the village people too. Yeah, I was thinking of like some Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne speedrun, which sounds very difficult because it's like 10 to 16 hours long to just do one attempt. There are some speedruns of the game, but there aren't many because RPGs are hell for speedruns because they're so long and there's so much that can go wrong. But I
Yeah.
mean, it's not explored much, so I mean, I think there are some routes where you can just claim a world record. Doesn't
I'm
matter what your time is.
I'm pretty sure that's true because like RPG games are pretty expensive, and that means you can probably get a lot of shit for free. Like I don't know, there's some maybe quests, side quests that give you a shitload of money for basically nothing, and you could just I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah. I was actually looking up some tips for speedrunning this game. There is a Google Docs for it actually, even though it's only been speedrun like 5 times. But it actually requires permissions. So I don't want to raise anyone's alarms that I'm actually thinking about this at all. So I guess I'm not going to do that. But I mean, there
Just
are some
sorry.
obvious tactics. Like there's some really good demons you can get for free. Like you can get Dante for free. You can get Pixie, Uber Pixie for free.
Oh yeah,
You can
Dante
get
is
Black
luck
Forest.
kind of, isn't he?
Uh, well, I mean, Dante is just like basically free. He costs one of the in-game currency if you just guess heads on his coin flip, and it's like it's basically one of the best demons in the game. Uh, I never want to hear another featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series joke ever again.
Don't worry, that meme is so dead. I don't think it's gonna be resurrected anytime soon unless somebody catches up here and like starts thinking that it could be funny to piss us off. And in that case, I think it would be
It's
very
like
funny if they tried.
I don't know. It's like the only thing Nocturne is known for at this point, even
Right.
though it's probably my favorite game of all time.
When the meme came out, I didn't even know that it's from this game. You know,
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Nocturne's just known for being that game with Dante in it.
and that's it.
It's kind of blows because like Dante does not have much of a place in the game otherwise. So like some people just played it for his appearance, even though he appears like 5 times in the story, and then after that he's silent.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's kind of fair, I guess, since he was just featured in the game. I don't think people would want to have him have a major role in it. Especially if I don't know, I don't even think it's a canon appearance at all. Like for Dante in
Uh,
DMC.
yeah, it's kind of debated. I mean, it's obviously not canon to Devil May Cry at all, but it's also debatably not canon to the game itself because they replaced him with another dude, Raido Kuzunoha, the sexiest motherfucker in Shin Megami Tensei.
Hmm. Now that gets
Uh,
me interested.
except Raido's 17, so FBI, fuck off. I think he's
Why?
17. I don't remember. Actually, I might have to check the wiki 1 second.
God
I do
damn.
not know his age.
Yeah, not for his age specifically, not.
I can't find his age actually.
Huh. Wow. Maybe that's for later then. Unless you actually are very confident and you can find it in 5 seconds or so.
Let's see, Fido Kuzunoha.
Are you really just googling his age?
Still nothing.
Uh,
I found a product that recommends you're 15 to 16, but what is it?
oh,
It's an action. Oh, it's an action figure. So feel free to put that in your masonry jars and do what you will.
please don't put it in a masonry jar. Please, please, you're wasting. Okay, you're not wasting
This is
anything.
this is a really good figure though. It's only $75 and with free shipping.
Free?
It's
Well,
pretty
if it's
cool.
free, then I guess I'll take
Yeah.
the free shipping without the figure.
Maybe I'll put it up on screen at this point in the podcast. Or maybe I won't edit this podcast at all. Who knows?
I don't know. I mean, some editing would be probably necessary, so like people can visualize what we are talking about. But either way, we were talking about Shin Megami Tensei, and I wanted to like mention the speedrun possibilities.
Yeah.
So, like,
What speed possibilities?
you see, I am, as I said before, I don't really know how you would possibly speedrun machines, but I have a few like speculations that one of them would involve probably the first person mode because it's very abusable. I mean, the only problem is that you can only use it on one machine, but you can very easily skip some parts of the game just by like using first person. Like you can dash through the enemy turrets, I guess, because the enemy turrets aim isn't exactly shit, but it's like if you move just a little bit to the left when they fire, the projectile will go right through you in some cases, so it could be abusable. Um, it probably could not be abused for the last mission where you have to destroy the controller because you have to destroy some power conduits first that like power the controller's shield. And once you down the shield, you have to destroy the controller that has quite a lot of health actually. So I don't know. But it could probably be used for a lot of missions. I bet people would use that. And there would probably be the two categories, like for uh, first person less mode and first person mode, I guess. Sorry, I got me for a little. And like I do know that people do speedrun mm, strategy games. Like I wouldn't necessarily call the thing I'm about to say a speedrun, but there's this modification for Warzone that like
Yeah. Oh wait, you just reminded me. Would
yeah.
Plants vs Zombies also count as strategy?
Oh.
I feel like it would. It or like tower defense in general should be strategy, right?
Yeah, it should be, I think. I mean, you kind of have to place your turrets in very specific ways so that you get the max out of them.
But yeah, tower defense. I guess that can be speedrun too, or specifically Plants vs Zombies. You can clear days faster depending on what you do.
I wonder how, but I know that when you kill zombies, more zombies show up faster, so.
Sometimes they'll just show up after a set time if you don't kill a zombie in time.
Yeah, but that's
Uh,
slow.
but what you can do, you can plant your uh, closer because then they'll shoot with more frequency.
Oh, like the
Frequency,
projectiles
not
will
a
get
lot,
faster. You will get there faster, I get it.
a little bit anyway, but not a lot.
Yeah, it could
You
work,
have to
maybe.
plant, but yeah,
Like,
like you always want to cut down on those milliseconds. So yeah, I know there's like survival speedruns. I think I was recommended one time. Uh, there were like survival horror additional stipulations, but it was neat. I don't think I saw it. I just thought it was a neat concept.
I don't really understand how you speedrun survival. I know that survival in Plants vs. Zombies isn't endless because I actually played this game too. Don't ask how, but I don't know. How do you exactly speedrun this game? It sounds pretty hard to speedrun overall because there are zombies. I know that you can get them to appear faster, but it's kind of like I don't know. You can't really push it too far. It's kind of
You
like
can
a
you can definitely manipulate the appearance and RNG and stuff. It's like in the Donkey Kong Pac-Man stuff, like the speedruns for perfect scores on those games.
oh right.
Those are different in like hours. They're hours apart because so few people have tried them. They take so much skill and so much time, and they're very hard to verify. They've been done back in like the 80s and 90s and stuff. Like, yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, people
But
also.
yeah, even though you can, a lot of that stuff is like sort of set speed and not very fast. There are ways to like improve your time. So
Yeah,
you'll
but
notice in Plants vs Zombies that the longer you go in survival, the faster the waves go by because you're beating zombies down. Hopefully, you're beating zombies down anyway.
yeah, my nephew won't.
Oh yeah. Also, you can use your explosives and squash and stuff like that to clear out waves really fast too.
Yeah, it will cost a little bit, but I'm pretty sure for a speedrunner it doesn't really matter if he like knows what to do and when to do. Like I also noticed a little bit that I don't know, maybe it's just RNG being weird in Plants vs Zombies, but sometimes when I place the sunflowers in a specific time frame, they give out the sun faster, and sometimes they don't. Like I don't mean they will literally just start pumping the suns out immediately faster. I mean more like they just immediately give you one, which made me wonder how this game works at all. I know that a lot of popular games are usually very deeply torn. By that I mean their code is widely known, even if they're like still in retail or something. Like I don't know, Doom in general was like after some time its code was just published. Oh, and talking about published code, I think the big difference between the publishers of Machines and Warzone was kind of like their stories are similar, not really, but they are. Both teams kind of like went bankrupt, but what Warzone did was that it like mm, they released the source code to their game so the community could work on it. And I think it worked very well in the game's favor overall because the community picked it up very quickly and managed to add some mods. I mean, you still don't hear about Warzone too much, but it definitely has much more popularity than Machines. And I think that's a very good.
I think before we move on to the end, I'd like to talk about sort of mainstream games since you mentioned Doom and mainstream games. Uh,
Yeah, Doom.
Shout out to Dream. Shout out to Dream, who did the recent world record for Minecraft Survival Random Seed
I watched
to
that.
beat the game. I actually watched that since it was a speed run and it was neat.
You have to.
But anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
So wrap this up. This has been the Galaxy Brain Podcast, Episode 1. Kind of wondering what I'm going to make the thumbnail like, but oh yeah, also Avion is going to. He made the thumbnail parts. He made the template. He's going to make the outro music. Actually, we already have the outro music. He already made it.
Yeah,
So yeah, and
God damn it!
besides that, I guess that's I guess that's everything. His audio is still staticky and it still sounds like shit. So
Are you
I
fucking?
guess I'm just gonna sign off.
No, stop. Don't leave.
We're gonna have some stuff on this channel. I'm probably gonna upload some normal videos, and we're gonna still do the podcast and stuff. Hopefully, anyway.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
to Avion's comic, you can show that now.
yes. So I made a comic basically, and the link should be in the description. But it's do I really say what it is about? Will that? Okay, I basically just fucked up the pitch. Okay. The
Okay. Well, good. It'll be in the description.
Yeah,
You fucked up the pitch.
yeah. I have
Okay.
no more chances in the podcast that I can re-record easily.
Oh well. So, bye.
Bye. Da 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 da. I have an outro music.